When True Stories started, we knew there was something powerful about considering our stories. What we didn't know was that psychologists have discovered that story is how we think, learn, process, and make meaning of life. Our stories tell us who we are, our identity, why we are here, which is our purpose, and where we belong. Throughout time and across cultures, story has played a vital role in personal transformation.
True Stories believes every person has a story. Every story is of great value. Your story matters. Your story is an important part of a bigger story.
Our mission is to transform lives by redeeming stories and unleashing purpose, resulting in exponential impact as those lives contagiously affect others.
One of the tools we use to accomplish our mission is called Story Rope. Story Rope is a trademarked process started by Marge Malwitz, an artist who was working with genocide survivors in Rwanda. In a sense, we are similar to those survivors in that every one of us wants someone to hear our stories and care about them deeply. To be living in one of the most technologically connected times, we're very lonely, disconnected people. True Stories has found that through the process of sharing your stories through Story Rope, it brings connection and community. Over and over again, we hear the same two statements. That's the first time I've ever said that out loud. And that's the first time I've ever realized I am not the only one. C.S. Lewis says, friendship is born at that moment when one man says to another, "What? You too? I thought I was the only one." All over the world, through this simple process, people are seeing their stories through Jesus' perspective, and authentic community is being developed.
Instead of simply writing or telling your story, Story Rope uses fabrics, ribbons, and other items tied to a rope, representing different people, places, and events in your story. As they're attached to the rope, they create a visual and tactile timeline of your life. Because this creative process engages both sides of the brain, people often encounter their story in a way that they never have. Throughout life, the stories we tell ourselves about ourselves can create deeply ingrained narratives that aren't always based on truth. When we invite Jesus and others into our story, we gain life-changing insight into areas where, by ourselves, we are blind.
When you live in your true identity based on who God says you are, you will make different decisions. Living in the truth that you are deeply loved and that your story matters brings change. Change to families, to cities, and to cultures.
That's our vision, a world where people are living whole, contagious, transformed lives, empowered with purpose and inspired by the privilege to play a part in the bigger story, God's story.